Hey Alive Tribe! Sorry, I think we had a little technical problems there, but hopefully you can see me. Happy Friday! I'm actually super excited to hang with you here in my new apartment. So, setting up a little Zen space here, got my spiritual pillow. I feel so much more expansive already. So California is ridiculously expensive, and we downgraded for a year, and then we decided, you know what? We gotta upgrade, right? We gotta upgrade. And this is exactly kind of what I want to talk about today, is that the way you set your intentions is the life that you're going to live, right? And so that can apply to financial abundance, your career, right? Decisions that you make, any goals that you have. You know, how you set the standard for your life is the way you're going to live it, right? So we thought for a year that it would be smart to downgrade to save money. We had a 2-bedroom apartment. California is just astronomical, right? We pay more for an apartment here than most people pay for their mortgage. But, you know, that's the price you pay for living in California. And so we decided this is ridiculous, right? We're not actually putting any investment towards a mortgage or towards having a home, so let's downgrade. We did that for a year. But what happened, right? What are those aha moments? And now that I'm sort of away from it into a new space, what lessons did I learn from that? And it's exactly that, right? When you set the intention to downgrade, you downgrade your life, right? So it sounds like a smart financial decision, right, in the short run, but in the long run, and this applies across the board, right, to anything in your life. You know, if you continue to make excuses, if you say you don't have the money, if you say you don't have the time, well, guess what? Right? Again, you're limiting yourself, right? You're thinking and not doing, right? Doing is where the rubber meets the road. That's where the magic happens, right? So if you're tired, and I'm so passionate about this topic because for so many years of my life, I lived inside my head. And I still do, right? Sometimes I'm human, but I live so much inside my head that, and those of you that are perfectionists can relate, it crippled me. It crippled me to the point that I was so overwhelmed, right? If we think about clutter, right? Clutter is not just physical, and I'm sitting here and this is a beautiful space here, but I'm still, you know, surrounded by a sea of boxes. But really, where does the physical clutter start? Up there. Up there, right? Mental clutter becomes physical clutter, which then becomes the manifestation of the way you live your life. And the way you do one thing, my favorite motto, is the way you do everything. Really. So something as simple as, and I might have mentioned this before, but for instance, thinking about money mindset, right? The way you keep your wallet actually manifests or blocks the manifestation of abundance. When I learned this, I was a complete in awe. I was like, yeah, right. Like, how can this happen? Hey, Alicia, how are ya? Love you. Glad to see you're back. I really absolutely love the pictures of your trip. It looked magical. I live vicariously through you. Alicia went on an epic vacation to St. Martin, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the beautiful islands. And the pictures were just epic, just gorgeous. So happy to see you here today and hanging out with me here in my house. This is so cool, so cool. I love you. Mwah. Love you. And anybody else who's on here, please feel free. Come join me. Hey, Christina. Christina Ann just joined. Don't mean to put you on the spot, but hey, you're hanging out with me in my house. So just like I'm talking, feel free to chime in, type to me. I read your comments. Alicia says, your new place. Yes, this is my new place. Not a new couch, but this is my new place, and oh my gosh, I can't tell you. Maybe you can feel the energy channeling through me, but I feel so much more expansive, right? And again, this is along the lines of what I was just saying, right? The way you keep your wallet. I went off on a tangent. Your physical space, whether that's something as small as your wallet, whether that's your home, whether that's your office, your car, right? The way that you set that stage is the way you live. It actually reminds me of something that my mother always used to say to me growing up, and she said the way you fix your pillow is the way you sleep. Same concept, right? And so if you don't like the way your pillow feels, guess what? Change the pillow. Change the position of the pillow, right? Stop thinking about it and do it, right? So the same thing works with, right, physical manifestations of your desires. And I see Candace's heart star. I didn't see you join in, but welcome, Candace. I love it. I love it. So your wallet, let me get back to that before I go off another tangent. So you want to manifest money, right? Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to manifest money? Well, do you realize that how you keep your wallet, so if it's messy, right? You have tons of receipts, your money isn't facing the same way, even how much money you keep in your wallet, you're manifesting or blocking the manifestation of that abundance in something so simple as the way you keep your wallet. How does that work? Think about it. Think about it. That's the physical way that you subconsciously think about money, right? So if your wallet is filled with receipts, first of all, how are you going to have space to invite in more bills to fit in your wallet, more credit cards? You're blocking that. You're blocking that, right? So it's just like a physical room in a physical space. Have you ever noticed that if your desk is cluttered, you can't think as clearly, right? So the same concept energetically applies to money as it applies to work, as it applies to relationships, right? Clearing that space, inviting in, right, the blessings, inviting in new energy. But if you have that blocked in certain ways, right, in terms of so much clutter, right, and there's two types of clutter. There's the clutter upstairs, as I said before, and then there's the clutter downstairs, right? And that's the physical clutter. But you know what? They work full circle, right? Mental fuels the physical, which then the physical again, right, clutters the mind. And for instance, at my old place, I couldn't get a lot of, that place was so small and we had so much stuff cramped into this small space, I felt energetically blocked. And so I was outside a lot, I went to coffee shops, right, really just trying to figure out where do I feel the most expansive, right? How can I turn the thoughts up here into the reality, right, that I want to live? Because let's face it, you know, I love you guys, and I love that you're connected to my community and the inspiration, right? And we can read all the emails and watch videos, right? And get inspired, right? And I have mentors, and you have me as your mentor, and probably other mentors, right? All the Tony Robbins and Oprahs of the world, and Marianne Williamson, and Marie Forleo, right? There's so many wonderful mentors to learn from. But guess what? If all you do is listen, and you don't do anything about that, what happens? What happens? Nothing. You're just, as I like to call it, you're spiritually entertaining yourself. It's a form of entertainment, right? It's a form of entertainment. It's a way to pass the time, right? Of course, don't get me wrong, subconsciously, you are soaking in so much valuable content. But if you truly want to make something happen in your life, guess what? You've got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to get up off the couch. And this is not a good example because I'm on the couch right now, okay? Get up off the couch, get out this computer, right? If it's you want to start a business, what are you delaying, right? And don't tell me that money is an excuse, because I'll be the first to tell you, and if you want to talk to me privately, you can. I did this without money. I did this without money, a cush fund, whatever, blah, blah, blah. My husband does not make enough money to support us, but my desire to make this succeed was stronger, right, than any barrier up here. And so instead of thinking about all the reasons why I can't, I started to shift thinking, how can I make this work? What can I do? What is one thing I can do every single day to get closer to that which I desire? And I desired to have this business for myself, and that's why I'm so blessed to be sitting here right now talking to you, because I made it happen. Right? The same thing happened when I wanted to lose weight years ago, and so many times, because I've been every size on the women's scale. Right? I lived like a yo-yo for so many years of my life until I said enough was enough. Right? Oftentimes, unfortunately, you've got to get to that breaking point before you just break through. You break through, you're like, I'm tired of living this life. I'm tired of feeling like, crap. I want more energy. I want to feel better. I want to live better. I want to have more money, right? Who doesn't want all these things? We want it. But the difference between those who are truly successful, right, and those who just keep wishing is action. Is action and consistent action. Consistent action. Doing the work every single day. Taking steps to do what scares the crap out of you every single day. Because let me tell you, this is scary. Entrepreneurship is scary, right? It is not for the faint of heart. But you know what? If your desire and your mission to inspire others, to help people, to truly live this passionate life for yourself is greater than all of those excuses, right? And as I like to say, that's the ego mind. That's not the true me, right? When you worry about money and you worry about time and you worry about, right, you're overwhelmed and this and that, that's not who you really are, right? That's a limitation, what I call, of time, space, and motion, right? Because if you think about it, in the universe, time is infinite. Money is infinite. There is more than enough of all of that to go around for everybody. For everybody, right? Hey, Christina, happy you're joining us. There is more than enough abundance of everything in this world for all of us. So anytime you feel blocked, right, you're too much here and you want to get out of that, out of your head, as I like to say, go out from the attic, right, go downstairs, get out of, I think Alicia, we had to talk about this one day in our coaching calls, get out of the bad neighborhood, okay, her friend calls it get out of the bad neighborhood, right, and get back into the good part of town, right? And so how do you do that? How do you do that? So I'm going to tell you 2 tricks that I have to help myself shift out of that crazy talk in your mind. And we all have it, right? We all have a little devil and an angel on either side of our heads. I have 2 quick steps that help me shift out of that. And then I have a special invitation for you to take this to an even deeper level, if that's what you so desire. Because like I said, it's not for the faint of heart, right? You have to be committed. You have to want to do the work. But you know what? If that's what you truly desire for yourself, if you want to be great, if you want to be like Tony Robbins, you can be like Tony Robbins. I want to be like Tony Robbins, and I will work every single day to be like Tony Robbins, to be like Oprah, to be like Marianne Williamson, to be like Marie Forleo, Gabrielle Bernstein, right? All of these spiritual leaders, Deepak Chopra. Can't believe I forgot him. He's my absolute favorite. You can be that. They're not superstars. They're just people like you and me. And that is my word for the year, is greatness. So that's my number 1 tip for you. What is your... And this goes both ways. I love coming up with things that are multifaceted and you can use in different areas of your life. So get this. Word of the year, step 1. Come up with a word of the year, okay? And that's going to be your trigger. So trigger for what? That negative voice in your head. So the next time you catch yourself, right, wanting to do something, then talking yourself out of it, think that magic word in your head. Okay, I've recently gotten so into the new show on Amazon Prime, Z, that there was one scene, it was so funny, where her husband was making all these excuses, and that's F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's a story about the writer, and being a writer myself. I love the classic writers, the Ernest Hemingways, the F. Scott Fitzgeralds of the world, Shakespeare. Love it, love it, love it. And so it's a story of his life and his wife Z, Zelda. Resilient. Love that, Candace. Love it. Resilient. What a beautiful word. And so there's a scene where he had writer's block, and he's like, I just can't do this. I need the space, and I need this, and, I don't know if I'm going to make it, right? For all these doubts that came into his head, and she said to him, Ishka, pebble. And it sounds so funny and ridiculous. I was like, that is my year. Well, my word of the year is greatness, but my trigger word is Ishka, pebble. So anytime I catch myself in my head thinking, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, the money, right, that movie reel in my head, I stop myself and I say, Ishka, pebble. in my head, not out loud. You could say it out loud if you want, right? You never know who you'll inspire. But I say Ishka pebble and I catch myself. So number one is to have that magic word where you stop yourself in your tracks, to get out of your head, and to physically, right, to physically manifest a different word that takes you, right, it stops yourself in your tracks. It's something totally random, like Ishka pebble has nothing to do with what I'm thinking, but really it means nonsense, right? Nonsense. Because you know that when you are not feeling loved, when you are not feeling joy, when you are not feeling compassionate, when you are not feeling all the positive energy and abundance that you desire in your life, that's not really you, right? Who is the true you? The true you is love. The true you is not fear. All these thoughts in your head that tell you anything other than you are perfect. You know why you're perfect? Because you are a creation of this grand universe. We all are, right? You are beautiful. You should not think anything other than that. Beautiful mentally, beautiful physically, inside and out, and everything that you want to accomplish in this world, you absolutely can. The most successful people in the world, they weren't handed success on a silver platter. Absolutely not. In fact, most of them came from the deep depths of either being homeless, growing up poor, right? And just really just desiring to get out of this life that they know that is not them, and moving forward into a different life, into a different energy. For me, I was stuck in corporate finance for 15 years because that's who I thought I was, right? I was like, oh, I want to be successful and I want to live this, abundant life. And so I was raised, you got to work hard to make the money and put in the hours and, right, work for the weekends, work for the 2 weeks off of a year. And I thought to myself, no, this is not the way I want to live my life. I literally felt like I went to a prison every single day. I have to be at a certain time, right? I leave for lunch. People are watching me at the door. People are watching the clock, timing me. What kind of a life is that, right? I am not a slave to somebody else. And that's when I said, no, I'm going to do me. I am going to do my own thing on my own time and help the people that, that I want to help, right? Because I worked in venture capital and helping the rich get richer, that didn't serve me well. And so I said, you know what? Enough is enough. And you know what? I didn't have any clue how any of it was going to work out. Literally, I put in my notice, didn't even have a plan financially as to how this was all going to work out. People ask me, how do you sleep at night? And you know what I say? Faith. Faith. My belief is so strong, right? In my mission and what I do, I have such a strong desire, right, to help you, to create this community, to birth this vision and this dream that I have for myself and for all of you, right, to live this best life, that I walked away from the life that I knew that honestly was toxic. It didn't serve me. So I said, you know what? Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Shed the layers, shed the layers, shed the layers. Walk out the door, right? And I was gone. And that's it, without a plan, without knowing. Because you know what? The most beautiful things in my life have manifested because I've let go of the expectation. I've let go of wondering how it's all going to work out. And instead I spent that time just doing the work, right? Just taking those steps in the right direction. Because that is when you send a sign to the universe that you're ready. Because if you're making excuses, right, and you're spending too much time up here and not actually physically doing anything, the universe doesn't take you seriously. Energetically, your energy, right, and forget the universe, even if you're not spiritual, energetically, you're not doing that work. So how serious can you really be, right? Just going back to the example I made before, right? If you keep your wallet in disarray, if your house is a disaster, how do you expect to think clearly? And then you wonder why you're stressed and anxious, which then leads to poor choices, right, in diet and exercise, and then you're low in energy, and then you can't sleep, right? And this, it's all connected, right? And so what does that all start with? Initially, that spark, that thought, that idea. But let's take this to step 2, right? Step 1 is stopping those negative thoughts and shifting towards more positive thoughts, right, with a trigger word, having a trigger word. But number 2 is taking action, doing it, Stop thinking about it and doing it in the most powerful way. And it's just so simple. So simple, you'll laugh. But you know what? We make life so much more complicated than it needs to be. We really do. When if you actually peel back the layers to the foundation of how this all works, it's so simple. Write it down. Write it down. Right? And if it's some big goal for yourself that's going to take years, write it down. Write down how long it's going to take you and work backwards. Right? Work backwards. Start with that big goal. Right? So let's say your big goal is, by next year at this time, so in 1 year, I want to have my business off the ground. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want more time. I want to have the freedom. I want to have the money, right? Time to spend with family and people that I love, right? I'm tired of being chained by this corporate life and just all these expectations that society has of me. This isn't me, right? If that's what you want for yourself, let's say a year from now, right? That's 365 days. But don't think about that big goal yet. What can you do? Work backwards, 365, right? And for my accountant life, this is what I bring to entrepreneurship. Think quarterly, right? So create goals mini goals for yourself that work towards that bigger goal, right? So start, again, get out of your head. That's step one. And number two, write down. Write down your goals. Write down your desires. You know what? I challenge you right now. Post it in the group. Post it in the group. Number one, what's your trigger word? And number two, what do you plan to do today, right, to get one step closer to that goal? So if your goal is 1 year from now, right, what are you going to do? Work backwards. What are you going to do every quarter? Then every month? Have a monthly goal, right? And then every week? And then peel back, right? And then you can do every day. And if you're even more crazy of a planner, every hour, right? Chunk that out. Chunk that out. I had a client this morning. I mentioned the concept of deconstructive, right? Trying to get in more activity and clearing the clutter, right? She says, I don't have time. I have children. I just don't have time to clean the house. Like, that's great. How do you find the time? And I said, you don't have to do it all at once, right? Don't make it so complicated. You don't have to clean the house all at once. Start with a drawer. One drawer, right? One closet, one section of your house. It's really that simple. And slowly work towards it. What happens when we get overwhelmed is that we haven't taken steps towards that which we desire. The mess or the chaos, right, becomes so overwhelming in our physical space that starts to infiltrate our mental space. And then, like I said, we're living upstairs, right? We're just in a state of disarray. We are stressed, we are anxious, and we don't know how to get it all out. So you know what? When you feel like you're in that space, right, get quiet, get still, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, and get out of your own head. Have that trigger word. Have one word that empowers you to think differently and to shift out of that mindset into a different direction. And then take out a sheet of paper and make a list. Make a list of your goals, your desires, everything that you desire for yourself that you can do today, that you can do this week, right? And if it's a bigger goal, like I said, start with that bigger goal and that end deadline, and then work backwards. Think to yourself, how long would this take me? How long would that take me? Take a mental inventory, right, of time, and just plan it out. Right? I think you'd be surprised. It sounds like it's super time consuming, but sit down for 30 minutes if this is some big goal that you have for yourself, and you can make this a reality. Trust me, I am living proof, right, that this can happen. And as I like to say, I live in organized chaos, right? I kind of know where everything is up here, but maybe if you read through my planner, you'd be like, what is going on here, right? But everybody has their own way of doing things. And so do it your way. Do it your way. Do you. And now I want to invite you, right, if you love this step, if you are tired of living in your negative thoughts, if you are ready to really take action, right, and manifest all your desires for this year, whether that's losing weight, whether that's getting your business off the ground, whether that's having more empowering relationships, if you feel that everybody in your life takes advantage of you, or you just don't have the courage, really, to do whatever it is that you want to do with your life, if you're afraid, you don't even know how to take that next step, I want to extend a special invitation to you. And I know I said last week that the special code would run through Valentine's Day, but because I love you guys, I am going to extend this for the next 48 hours, starting today through this weekend, through President's Day weekend. I know it's a long weekend, for my 8-week journey to live your vibrant life. Live your vibrant life. And I picked the word vibrant because when I think about it, I come alive, right? And that's the name of this group, Alive. I think vibrant. If I think about the me that I used to be and the me that I am today that I want to help you be, it's a completely different person. And those of you that may have known me before, visually, you can see this sort of in who I was, and it's so much deeper than just, weight loss and stuff like that. Just energetically, like, I've come alive. I wouldn't even have been able to do this video maybe even a year ago. Actually, just for kicks, I might have one of my old videos somewhere on my computer that I recorded on YouTube. I'll post it. It's really funny. It's a completely different person. And how? What changed? My mindset. My mindset and the actions, the tools and the techniques that as I said before, you want to achieve greatness, that I work through every single day. And that is what this 8-week journey is all about. I want to share these tools and techniques with you, the inspiration, the love, the light. Each week will be a different theme that we will work on, each of which will build on to, right, by week 8, you will have that game plan, right, for yourself. You will be able to manifest all the desires that you have for yourself by the end of these 8 weeks. Okay? For instance, the first week, your authentic spirit and uncovering your power. Because let me tell you, you may think you know who you are, but you know what? Once you actually do the work, you may uncover more about yourself that you didn't even know. Right? Have you ever read some kind of a horoscope or one of those kitschy things on Facebook like, if you like the color yellow, this says this about you? Well, you know what? It's not Ishka pebble, right? What you like, simple things as the color you like, the car you drive, how you keep your house, right? The TV shows that you watch, the music you listen to, it's all a reflection of who you are. And if you want to understand more about who you are, there's so much you can learn from the choices you make, from the desires that you have, and from the life that you live, right? Even from something as simple as how you keep your wallet or the color that you like. And that's exactly what we'll uncover in week 1. Week 2 will be about releasing limiting beliefs, but really just letting go of everything that no longer serves you. Whether that's physical clutter in your home, right? Boxes and closets and things that are in disarray, but also mental clutter, right? Things that are in your head that you're just tired of thinking about and you just want to do it. You just want to take action. You know what? A lot of times it just takes 5 seconds, right? If you think about it, something as simple as the dishes, you procrastinate, just take the 5 minutes and do the dishes, right? Take that, but the initial spark, that thought, that 5-second thought, that's where the magic happens. That's when you tell yourself, you know what? Let's go, let's go, let's go. And if you don't have the time to do it right then and there, write it down. Write it down. There's so much power in putting pen to paper. If you need a couple app recommendations, Evernote and Wanderlust are also some great apps, right? If you have some ideas in your mind and you don't have time to kind of write it down, those are some great apps when you're on the go. And also, I think I've mentioned this before, Aqua Notes. I get a lot of ideas in the shower, and I have it's a special waterproof pencil and a pad that I can make inspirational notes in the shower. It's really cool. It's really cool. And you know what? It really is that simple. But I would absolutely love to have you join me this epic 8-week journey. We've already had so many wonderful women step up. I am ready to do this. We kick off the last Monday in February. I actually worked on some content today, so I'm kind of in this creation mode. I'm so passionate. I'm so excited. If you want more information, go to bit.ly/live vibrant. And as I said, I'm going to extend my special discount of $360 off of the full price. And what's the secret code, right? Once you go to pay, what's the secret code? It's Client Love 2. Client Love 2. And that will give you that special discount. And I'll extend that through Monday's President's Day discount, right? Again, presidents are great, right? They're great. There are 4 figures. There are leaders. Whether or not you agree with the current president, right? That's irrelevant. I don't get into politics. But in a spirit of greatness, right? In what you really desire for yourself, If you are an influx at all and you just want to talk to me about it, feel free to send me a private message right through Facebook or send me an email at support@mozenwellness.com. Really, I pour my heart and soul in my business. I would love to talk to you. I would love to make this work for you, okay? Because I firmly do believe when you step up, when you make the investment in yourself, right, energetically, right, time, money, it's all energy. It's all energy. When you take that investment, you take that leap, that's when magic happens. That's when the universe says to you, I know you're serious, and I'm going to open doors, open doors, open doors, open doors for you that you never even thought were possible. I love you so much. I thank you so much for joining me. It's been so much fun with you hanging out here in my house. Again, I would love to invite you. I'm going to extend the special discount. The code is ClientLove2. If you have any questions, please email me, support@mozenwellness.com, or reach out to me here on Facebook. I love you all. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed President's Day weekend. It's a beautiful long weekend. It's raining here in California, but you know what? I'm super excited because I finally get to unpack my house. We've been moving all week. Finally get a chance to declutter, right, my physical space. So many beautiful things happening. That's exactly what I want for you. So I really, really hope you debate this decision. Take the time to really think about what it is you want for yourself, right? Get out of your own head, take action, and make your dreams a reality. It's what life is all about. Love you. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. Bye-bye now. Bye.